Welcome back to DONSLIFE and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do some wrapping. No, not that kind of wrapping. You wouldn't want to hear that anyway. I'm more of a beatboxer. Today we're doing car wrapping. We're going to add some accents to my Corvette C8 in the background there using Vinyl Frog. And I partnered with Vinyl Frog because they have a very specific color that I wanted to match to the car. Let me show you. And one thing I love about Vinyl Frog are the color selections. Whether it's vinyl or paint protection film, they really do have it all. But I picked this color. It's called Champagne Gold. And I'll show you why I picked it. Now I have some plans for the car this summer. It's going to be in a few shows. We're going on a rally across Western Canada, and I just want to add some accents in the same color as the wheels to the rest of the car, just so it stands out a little more and just gives it a little more of a sporty look to it. Nice thing about vinyl is it's temporary. We can always change it. So I thought that this matched these wheels pretty darn good. It's a little glossier, but I think it's gonna look great, especially in the areas that I've kind of planned where I'm going to put this. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you all my tips and tricks to get this job done. Let's go. Now I have a plan for what I already want to do, but it's going to require 3 different approaches to get this done. Let me explain. The Corvette C8 does have a package available, some graphics. This is a Jake Skull graphic package here. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to use these existing shapes and we're going to cut them out of this vinyl. So that's one thing that we're going to do. Remember, I'm going for a custom look. So instead of this color here, we will have the correct shapes and the style, but in our Champagne Gold from Vinyl Frog. And for the hood, I downloaded a template and I'm gonna give it to Mrs. DONSLIFE and she's gonna try and cut it out of the vinyl, and it should fit the hood properly, assuming that I downloaded a template that is sized correctly. Otherwise, making these kind of lines wouldn't be too hard. We're gonna try and use my wife's Cricut that she uses for crafts to cut some of these out for us. Now going back to these, if you're familiar with what those are for the rear fender, well, there's some that go in the front fender. I don't have them, but they go right here and they come over the headlight just into this area. Those ones there, we're going to use that cutting line so we can lay it all out here, put the vinyl on top, cut the strips. I'll show you, don't worry. It's pretty easy and it's also satisfying when you go to do that. So when we do these hood stripes, I think what I'm going to do is have them intersect the logo that I have on the hood already. So they have a pair of stripes on each side, but they won't cover the words. You'll see a little sliver in here, a little bit in there, a little bit in here, and then they'll continue up at the top and it'll be the same on that side. So it'll look like they're intersecting. We won't do anything over the roof. I want to keep that black because this comes off sometimes too, and I just don't know if I want the stripes there. It'd be easy enough to add, but we'll continue the stripes back here, on here, and in that little piece there. And I haven't decided if I'll add the accents to the diffuser. We can figure that out after. Every successful project means thorough preparation, so first we need to wash the car. Okay, car's clean and dried off. It's time to get to work. Now we're going to get crafty and use Mrs. DONSLIFE's vinyl cutter, aka the Cricut. If you can find the digital design, especially if it's intricate, then this is the at-home solution. Luckily, the file I purchased is size correct, so we don't have to rethink anything, just cut. And then within seconds, it's done. Now the last step is called weeding, which is to remove any unwanted film. Okay, making progress. Mrs. DONSLIFE cut us some stripes. She used a file off of Etsy. So this shows you one example of how we can get some graphics to put on the C8. Now the harder part is not only going to be placement. I had to find the center of the hood and I just marked it right there so we can make sure that we line them up straight. But we're going to have to use some knifeless tape, cutting tape, design tape, all pretty much the same thing. Some have different strengths than others, but we're going to have to lay this tape in all of the areas where we're going to have to cut the gold stripes once we lay them down so we can have it intersect the logo here. So that's what we're going to get started on next. Now you might be a little confused, but I've laid all my knifeless tape around the areas I know are going to need to be cut when I put a gold stripe on here. Now, I probably didn't have to do both sides at once. It'd probably be smarter to do one side, put the stripe down, do all the cuts, then plan the other side. But I have everything laid, so we're just going to go for it. Now we'll mock up where the stripes are going to go, and then we will lay it down and get cutting. Just blow everything off. Some isopropyl alcohol. Now we just have to decide where these are going to end. And I want this to wrap around the top a little bit. Okay, I think that looks good. Let's tack it down. Now it shouldn't go anywhere. We'll temporarily tack it down here. Because we know there's no stripe here, we're going to cut this. Perfect. Now we can work on this as a couple different pieces. And if we mess up, I can have Mrs. DONSLIFE cut it again and just reuse the sections that I need. Now, I know that in today's day and age, you could simply hire a business to print graphics like this in one big piece, and in some cases, pre-cut it to the right shape for a quick install. That's fine and all, but I enjoy the planning and the thought process that goes into a project like this. I like the creativity involved and the gratification of when it all comes together. And I also like making these videos for other like-minded people that want to learn, and those that might just be curious. There is definitely a satisfaction when your project is completed and you can put your name on it. In my case, literally. There, we're almost done the first stripe. I think it's looking pretty good. I haven't done the bottom yet. I'll do that at the end once I get the other side laid. So I left the cutting tape for any sections that need to cut on this side, just so they're nice and uniform. I've left the tape in place. Remember, we're gonna have a 1-inch gap here, so it is going nicely. Now for areas like this, where I can't run the tape all the way through, what I do is I take the knife and I just create a little tear in the vinyl where these pieces intersect. And then that way when I pull this way, I stop the line where that little cut is in the vinyl, and then I stop the line right there. And then I can peel the vinyl back a bit, pull out the extra pieces, and put it all together. But that's my idea, tied in with these wheels. And then we won't have a stripe on the top, but we'll continue it on the trunk, and then we have those accents on the fenders. So let's keep going. Now, you haven't seen me use a squeegee yet. That's because I'm working with these small pieces. I can just use my hand, but we do have to post heat later, which I'll show you. And that's gonna make sure that the vinyl bonds with the substrate and then it doesn't peel off from heavy rain, wind, or anything like that. Okay, now we just need to post heat it, pull out the heat gun, get all of our edges laid down, and then we'll move on to the back stripes. Now post heating is important because we need to activate the film, and the adhesive requires pressure as well as heat to get it to stick its best. So 110 degrees Celsius to post heat on flat surfaces, and a little bit higher to post heat around corners and edges. So we'll start at 110 and go from there. Now heat it up and do the edges. I'm happy with that. You'll notice from time to time that I use masking tape on the edges where I know I'm going to be cutting or I don't want the vinyl to stick very well. This is something that pretty much all people that wrap do, and it's essential as part of your toolkit for your wrap project. Now for the back, we're going to put a cardboard box here, so this doesn't have to close all the way. And I lined up center with the wing. You can see where the weave is there. So that's center and that's center. And again, we want the strips 1 inch apart. So here's the thing. These templates are going to be a little bit different. Because I have this aftermarket wing, I've got this extra carbon piece right here. So this material isn't going to go anywhere. And I'm not sure from the template why this isn't, exactly right. But that's okay because we have this gap here. What we can do is move the film up, keep our 1 inch spacing. Because we have all this extra material here, it doesn't really matter. I don't want to go too far up though, because I want a similar width with the other pieces once we go down the back here. So I'm going to make sure I have just enough hanging over on each of these edges, and then this will be pulled back as far as possible, a 1 inch gap, lay it all down, and then finish up the stripes. Okay, these are done. Let me take out this box. While I lay down these stripes, let me share some tips and some important information about this vinyl. First, whenever you order vinyl, always order extra. 1 grain of sand or too long of a cut could result in wasted material. The vinyl I'm using is known as polymeric vinyl, which means it has minimum shrinkage, it's extra durable, so it can last well over 5 years, and it's designed to handle temperature fluctuations. UV protection is built in to avoid fading and cracking, but maybe the 2 most important points are that it conforms great to curves and complex surfaces and maintains a smooth and consistent finish. Just don't overstretch it and don't overheat it, and you should be good. Now we could stop here, but we've come too far to quit. I think that's going to look great. So what I'm going to do is use this as a guide and then make some tape marks so I can line up my cutting tape, and then I'll do the same for the piece right here, and then we'll lay the new vinyl over top of it and make all of our cuts. At least that's the idea. That's what I'm talking about. Now for the pieces right here, and then we'll do that side and then the front. Okay, post-heated. Let me show you this. And I wanted a little bit of blue in the back, so it's consistent with this line here. And that's how the original decals are designed, or decals. They're supposed to have that 1/4 inch gap there. So the line's consistent all the way. And from back here, I think it looks good. And I think it works with those wheels. Okay, just a little heating and trimming, and we'll be done the back. Look at that. I know we're not done the front yet. We just have the same thing to do right here. It's going to be smaller than those ones, but we are mostly done all the hard stuff. Now we'll do some fender graphics. These are going to be freehand, so to speak. It looks like they go to this body line. So we'll put some cutting line right here, and then we'll know that's our stop point. This utility knife has carbon blades in it. That's why you see me use it for some cuts. Otherwise, for the fine cuts, I use these knives. I have to say, I'm kind of impressed. And I copied that side over here just by taking measurements at every point using some references. So it should be pretty darn close. We're almost done. So I thought I'd show it to you outside in the sun while we have some. I think it turned out good. What do you think? I like how the stripes are continuous down to there. I think it works. We had to do something. We're going on a rally, car shows, just want to stand out a little bit. And the nice thing is, it's temporary. I can peel it all off. It'll just take maybe 15 minutes. Well, there we go, another DIY project complete. If you want to learn more about Vinyl Frog, I'll leave links in the video description below. And on that note, if you liked today's video, hit that like button, please consider subscribing, and we'll talk to you next time.